So welcome to this body scan meditation. This meditation will last between 25 and 30 minutes. I'll ask you to get comfortable in your chosen position, whether that's laying down or seated, making sure that you're warm. And I'll invite you to close your eyes. And if you don't feel comfortable closing your eyes, then maybe looking at a piece of carpet or piece of wall that's plain and won't distract you too much. And if you have closed your eyes, allowing your eyelids to become heavy. And we'll take a few intentional deep breaths just to arrive to this practice, to arrive to this body scan meditation. And knowing that for the next half hour, there's nowhere you have to go. There's nothing you have to do, and there's nobody you have to be. All you need to do is listen to my guided voice as best that you can. And there's no goals for this meditation. There's no particular state we're trying to be in. There's no right or wrong way to do this. The intention for this meditation is to bring an awareness to our experience as it unfolds moment by moment. And our experience can never be wrong. So I'll invite you to bring your attention inwards to your breath. And we don't need to change or alter our breath in any way. We're just noticing our breath. Being beside our breathing. Noticing the flow as it enters our body. And the breath leaves our body again. Noticing each in-breath. Noticing how the in-breath turns around and becomes the out-breath. And then the cycle starts all over again. Each breath a new beginning. And a chance to release and let go. And now I'll ask you to move your attention to the spot where you can feel your breath most vividly. There'll be one area where you can feel your breath more intensely than in other areas. And it still might even be subtle, but there'll be one place. And I'll ask you to rest your attention in this one area. Allow your attention to be beside your breath in this one specific spot. And that could be at your nostrils, the back of your throat, or your chest or your stomach. Wherever it is for you, that's okay. Allow your attention and your breath just to be here, breathing themselves. Just this breath. And if your breath doesn't feel like a particularly safe place to you today, then maybe move your attention to your hands or your feet. And these places, whether it's your breath, your hands or your feet, are your anchor, your safe place you can return to again and again. If at any time during this practice you become lost or overwhelmed, you've always got your anchor to return to, always keeping you here, safe and steady. And now I'll ask you, if you wish to pretend that your attention and your focus is like a torch or a spotlight. And we're going to move that spotlight of attention down our body, down past our left hip, all the way down our left leg, through the foot until our spotlight of attention lands on our left big toe. Just allowing our attention to rest here on our left big toe. And we're just being curious. We're just seeing what's here in this area today. Maybe ask yourself the question, what's here with my left big toe today? And there may be nothing at all. You might get a sense of temperature, warmth or coolness. Maybe there's a slight tingling. Or you might even feel your skin touching cloth or a sock or a shoe. And we're just noticing as best we can. We're not judging. We're just seeing what's there. And then we open our attention outwards to take in all of our toes on our left foot. From the little toe right back up to the big toe. And we're just noticing. Maybe we can get a sense of the fleshy pads underneath. Or maybe the toenails or hairs on our toes. And there may be nothing at all, and that's absolutely fine. We're just seeing what's with our toes today. What's happening with our toes on our left foot. And we might notice that when we do this practice that our mind wanders to somewhere that we didn't intend it to be. It might wander off to planning or thoughts or memories or questions, daydreams. And that's perfectly fine. That's just what our minds do. When we notice that our minds wandered in this way, we gently and kindly escort it back to the object of our focus, which is either our breath or our left toes. And then moving the spotlight of our attention upwards to take in the whole of our left foot. Maybe getting a sense of the top of our foot. The underneath of our left foot. The instep, the ball and the heel. There might be a little bit of pressure with touching another surface. Maybe even a sense of the different textures of skin on the bottom of our foot. Just being curious. And then moving our attention upwards once more to take in our left ankle. The sides of our ankle, the front and the back. And moving our attention upwards once more to take in our lower left leg. Maybe getting a sense of our shin. Rising upwards. Or round the back, our calf. Maybe our calf is hanging slightly. Maybe we're holding our calf. Maybe there's a sense of pressure where our leg is resting against something. What's here with my left calf today? And then moving our attention upwards once more to take in our left knee. Getting a sense of all sides of the knee. Around the front, our kneecap. Maybe even getting a feeling for the complicated tendons underneath. Or the skin surrounding our left knee. And then we move the spotlight of our attention upwards once more to take in our left thigh. Quite a large, expansive area, housing the largest bone in the body. Might get a sense of the space that our left thigh is taking up, or the space around our thigh. Just noticing what's there. And maybe there's nothing at all. Noticing what isn't there. And remember, there's no right or wrong way to do this. We're simply noticing our experience. And with the next in-breath, I'll invite you to imagine that that breath is travelling all the way down your body, through your torso, into your left leg, the upper leg, lower leg and foot. Imagine that air from your breath is filling up the whole of your left leg with the in-breath and releasing with the out-breath. Imagine that your in-breath is filling up the space in your left leg and then leaving your leg once again. Just allowing our left leg to be here, breathing itself. And with the next out breath, I invite you to let go of the attention to our left leg and we move it across, moving that spotlight across and down our right leg, past our right knee, all the way down through our right foot, landing on our right big toe. And again, we're allowing our attention just to rest with our right big toe. And we're just being curious and investigating what's here in this moment with my right big toe. And then stretching that attention across to take in all of our toes on our right foot, from our big toe out to our little toe. Maybe not getting a sense of the toes at all, maybe just getting a sense of the space in between our toes. Maybe there's moisture, might be dryness, warmth or coolness. Whatever's present for you in this moment. And once again, moving our attention upwards to take in the whole of our right foot, the top of our foot, underneath the instep, the ball of our foot, the heel, moving up to our ankle, this area of our body that carries us around all day. Just paying it some attention now. What's happening with my right ankle today? And moving the spotlight of our attention upwards once more to take in our lower right leg. Maybe getting a sense of the skin wrapping around our leg. There might be hairs. There might be clothing touching it. Maybe there is a sense of tension holding in this area. We're just noticing, we don't need to change anything. Before moving our attention upwards once more to take in our right knee. Noticing the sides of our knee. The front where the kneecap is underneath the skin. Maybe even getting a sense of the sensitive skin around the back of our knee. And if we notice that our mind's wandered, we know that's okay. That's what our minds are supposed to do. And even if our minds wander 1,000 times, our job here is to simply, gently in our own time, guide our attention back 1,000 times. Each opportunity a chance for a new beginning. And then we move our attention away from the right knee and we move it upwards to take in our right thigh. Noticing this whole area. There might be a sense of pressure where your thighs leaning against the bed or the chair. There might be a sense of ease, of relaxation. And maybe there's nothing in particular. We're just noticing, we're not judging. Being curious about what's here in your right thigh today. And with the next in-breath, I'll invite you to imagine that air is travelling all the way down your body, through your torso, and the air is filling up the space within your right leg. Imagine that breath is filling up the whole of your right leg and your right foot. And with the out-breath, a sense of releasing. Each in-breath, a filling up and an expansion. And each out-breath, a release. Allowing your right leg just to breathe itself. Just this breath. And with the next out-breath, I'll invite you to leave the attention to your right leg in the background and move your attention upwards to take in both of your hips, your left and your right hip at the same time. Just noticing these joints that carry us around all day. And then getting a sense of the pelvic cradle in between, joining both the hips up. Maybe getting a sense of the complex organs underneath. Or the skin stretched over the top on our lower bellies. And then move downwards in between our legs to our genital area. And just noticing. Maybe there's warmth or coolness. And moving our attention round to the back to take in our buttocks. Taking both of them in at the same time. And individually our left and our right buttock. Again, there might be this sense of pressure. Or there might be a sense of ease. Maybe you can get a sense of the space in between your buttocks, leading up to our lower back. Allowing the spotlight of your attention to rest on your lower back now. This is a place we can often hold hidden stress and tension. So spending a little bit of time in your lower back here. Being curious. What's here in my lower back? And if you feel like it, if you feel the need, you can breathe into your lower back for a little while. Before moving our attention upwards to take in the rest of our back. The flesh and the muscle flanking each side of our spine with the vertebrae, the spinal column, the spinal fluid, all the way up our back, resting our attention on our shoulders. Again, another area that we can hold hidden stress and tension. Just being curious and seeing what's here. Maybe breathing into this area a little. Before moving our attention onwards over the top of our shoulders to take in our collarbone. Moving down to take in our chest area. Maybe getting a sense of the flesh on the outside or the clothing. There might be some movement where we can detect the complicated organs inside doing their work. There might be very little. There might be quite a lot going on. And we're just noticing it and knowing that it's all okay. Everything's just how it should be. And moving our attention downwards from our chest area to our solar plexus, our upper abdomen. Moving down to our stomach area, our lower abdomen. And again, you might get a sense of the busyness that's going on underneath. Or maybe just a very slight movement. Whatever's there for you. And in the next moment, I'll invite you to imagine that your in-breath is travelling all the way through your torso, all the way down into your torso, filling up the whole of this area. Imagine that the next in-breath is travelling down into your torso, filling up the whole of the space in this area. With each in-breath, a filling up, and with each out-breath, a releasing. Allowing your torso just to be here, breathing itself. And with the next out-breath, allowing the attention to our torso to fade into the background. And we move our attention upwards once again, up to our shoulders and down both of our arms, down past our elbows and our wrists, to land on the thumbs and fingers of our left and our right hand at the same time. And we're just noticing our thumb and our fingers. Maybe noticing the length of them. Maybe they're in a particular shape. Fingernails. Maybe there's jewellery. Maybe there's not very much at all. And then we'll expand our attention outwards to take in the whole of our hands, the back of our left and our right hand, and the underneath, the palm of our hands. Maybe getting a sense of the lines or the fleshy area at the base of our thumbs. Moving our attention upwards once more to take in our wrists and our forearms and our lower arms. It might be a sense of hanging, a sense of ease. We're just noticing, being curious. As we bring our attention upwards once more to take in our left and our right elbows. Each side of our elbows. Maybe even noticing the different texture of skin from one side of our elbow to the next. And then we move our attention upwards once more to take in our upper arms. And our armpits. Again, this is another area we can often hold stress and tension without realising it. We're just noticing. And then we move our attention upwards to the top of our shoulders. And with the next in-breath, I'll invite you to imagine that breath is entering into your body and travelling down the sides, filling up each arm. Imagine that air is filling up the spaces in our left and our right arm. With each in-breath, filling up our arms and our hands. And with each out-breath, a sense of release, a sense of letting go. And with the next out-breath, inviting you to leave the attention to our arms in the background. And we move our attention upwards, up towards our neck. Getting a sense of how our neck is. Maybe even getting a sense of the complex swallowing action underneath. There might be warmth or coolness. We might be able to feel our hair on our neck. Whatever's there for you in this moment. And then we move our attention upwards to just underneath the ears where our jaw starts, where our jaw hinges, which moves around the bottom of our face, meeting at our chin. Noticing our chin. And moving upwards to take in our lower lips. And then inside our lips, allowing the spotlight of our attention to rest within our mouths. What's happening in your mouth right now? There might be moisture or dryness. You might be able to taste something. Maybe getting a sense of your teeth and gums and tongue. What's with your mouth today? Before moving our attention outwards to notice our lips. They might be moist or dry. They might be curled up at the corners to form a smile. Or maybe they're straight or pursed. And moving upwards to take in our upper lip. Moving on to our nostrils. And then upwards to take in the rest of our nose. The skin stretched across our nose. Moving into our cheeks. And the skin stretched across our cheeks. And moving upwards to take in the whole of our eye area. Maybe just getting a rough sense of the eye area, or maybe you can sense the eye socket and the ball and the lashes. And the eyelids and the skin under our eyes and the eyebrows. Before moving our attention upwards once more to take in our foreheads. Up towards our hairline and the beginning of where our hair starts. Then taking in all of our hair and our scalp. And with the next in-breath, I'll invite you to imagine that breath is entering in through your nose or your lips and just filling up the area underneath your skull. Imagine the air from the in-breath is filling up the space within your head. And with the out-breath, a releasing. Imagine your head is just here breathing itself. Just this breath. And with the next breath, I'll invite you to expand your attention outwards from the head to start taking in the rest of your body with each breath. Taking in your neck, your torso, your arms, legs and your feet, until the whole of your body is just here breathing itself. Body and breath as one. Just here being. Holding yourself and your experience in this open, spacious awareness. Just this breath. Just this breath. And as we come to the end of this meditation, I'll ask you to silently thank yourself for allowing this time for your own self-care and nurturing. And shortly I'll ring the meditation bell 3 times to indicate the end of this meditation and an invite for you to slowly in your own time open your eyes and reintegrate into the room that you're in.